Welcome back to the show, y'all.
Hi, we missed you.
Has it been a while?
It feels like it has.
For them.
For them. For us, we've been trooping on, trying.
We've been trying, but like my wife said before this, let's not get too deep into it or anything. Let's just...
We don't want to jinx it.
No jinxes. Knock on wood. Let's just move forward with this episode again.
Chin up.
For all of you who missed us, we're back in the game.
And we appreciate all of you who have missed us and have said something and came up to us. Thanks so much for noticing that we haven't been around.
What's going on? Are you guys not doing it? No, we're doing it.
We are.
We're going to keep
and
doing
we
it.
Keep trying and we keep working at it.
Yeah, we just had some hiccups here and there, but we're back in the game.
Yeah.
We're here.
We're here.
Thanks for listening.
To stay.
Welcome to the show.
Welcome.
J-Mac. To be determined.
J-Mac. Jam fam.
Jam fam.
Jam
Jammers.
fam.
Welcome to the show.
Jammers.
We had to do an extra long intro, because we've been away for a while. But anyways, back to the game. What you been up to?
Oh, most recently or just like in general?
In general, like recently, in general, what do you got to tell the people?
So in general, I've been working on eating better.
Nice.
So
She's been on it, man.
I have been on it. Like there's nobody else's business. And you know what? It feels really good. I feel really good. I have a lot of energy. I have felt like doing things and moving, and I can't believe how much of a difference what you put into your body actually. Well, I can believe it because obviously I knew it. I just didn't want to practice it. And now that I'm practicing it, it is insane how much more energy I have. Yeah. Like, it's
absolutely.
Crazy.
Yeah, I mean, it makes a huge difference what
does.
you're eating, what you're drinking, what you're... all that stuff.
A little guilt at first for kind of feeding myself separately from fam, but I have gotten over that quickly because of my
If anything, we felt guilty
husband,
that you weren't eating with,
which is so sweet, and I love that, and I think that's what family should be about, is making sure that everybody's feeling supported.
Oh, absolutely.
And it has been fantastic. I'm going on a month of kind of more clean eating.
Yes, you have. Yeah.
And it has been awesome.
That's great.
I feel great.
Good.
I feel real good.
Got the energy back a little bit. Feel a little cleaner.
Mm-hmm. I feel, I've always had a bad memory, but I feel like the mind has been more clear.
Oh, nice.
So.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, that's what's up.
Other than that, we had this really cute. We had a really cute Easter weekend.
We did.
That was great. We went to a senior living facility and let the boys run wild with some of their friends. Mm-hmm. That was super fun. Our youngest got the golden egg twice. He was super stoked about that. That was cool.
I almost felt so like going in. So yeah, we did this thing where you go to this senior living center, and they did an egg hunt there, and they had it for like different ages, different levels of the senior living center and stuff like that. And, when my wife first posited it to me, I saw it more as like something for the kids to do. And then she's like, well, imagine, the folks that live there and they're, not having grandkids and stuff like that. Like it might be really nice for them to see this. And I was like, I hadn't thought about that because I'd done some, for those of you that don't know, I was a bit of a Boy Scout back in the day. We would go do things for different senior centers and stuff, and there was always this big crowd of seniors there and stuff. I don't want to say disappointed, but I was surprised at how few seniors came out. It was almost like they were hiding in their rooms like, oh man, I went out there one year with all them kids running around, bunk that.
No, same. Actually, so we were invited by one of our friends. Yeah, and I thought it was a fantastic opportunity for the boys to really engage with a
different age group.
The seniors, and practicing boundaries and practicing their conversation skills and bringing a light to, maybe some people who don't get visitors all that often. And so it was a couple of the boys' friends and their parents. And I actually sat there and I talked to some of the dads, like, I'm surprised that there's not more people out of their rooms.
Right.
And how kind of like I felt like that was the point.
I wonder too if like it was a situation where like they didn't. I don't know. All the events I'd ever done at a senior center like that, like it was in a, I don't want to say a ballroom, but a commune, a large room, and they would invent them out and we would do our thing and they would see it and stuff like that. I almost envisioned like we were going to be in a big giant room where they kind of sat and watched all the kids run around and stuff. But because the design of it was more, I guess you could say apartment style, where they had a lobby and they had a small dining area and stuff like that, but it wasn't really big. I wonder if they just didn't have a big enough area for them to commune.
But it was really fun.
But there was a number of folks cruising
out,
around and stuff like that, and they were having a good time.
They were actually grieving the attendants. Like, did you put money in the golden egg?
Oh, yeah.
Or what kind of candy did you put in there?
What would you put in there?
What, you didn't put any candy in those eggs? Like, you should have at least put a one spot in there. And,
right.
Just silly stuff like that. And it was so cute. Like, I forced the kids to take a picture with the bunny.
Yeah, you did.
I didn't care. Like, we're doing this. You get in here now.
Well, and the thing is they had their friends there, and I'm sure they had to, be a little cool and stuff like. I'm not taking no pictures with no bunnies and stuff like that.
Boys.
I bet you if we had them on their own, they would have been hugging that bastard.
Yes. Well, and so our youngest he got the golden egg twice, and so he got special prizes.
Yeah, you did.
And so he one of the bags that he got, because he exchanged the egg in for a special
and they'd give
prize.
you a bag. Yep.
Mm-hmm. And one of them had a stuffy, and you could see how hard he did not want to show how cool he thought that stuffy was.
Because he's a pretty big fan of the stuff.
Loves
Our youngest is a big stuffy fan.
He literally, I took him out one day just to buy like 10 stuffies.
To the point where we're like, son, you need to limit the stuffies here. But he loves them. And I got the same impression. Like he was like, you want to be like,
cute.
look what I got. It's a stuffy.
It's a stuffy. It's got ears.
It's got ears. It's cool.
It has bunny ears also.
But guess who he hung out with all freaking weekend?
Day. And he hung out in the shirt that he hated and didn't want to wear. I had to pry that shirt off him. I think he might be wearing it again.
He might be.
I got him.
I'm not going to wear this.
Oh
he literally said it's 280s. Mm-hmm. And then I realized that was like 40 years ago. And I was like, oh my God.
It looks like something young Sheldon would wear.
Is that what he said?
Yes. And I was just like, dude, it's cool. Like, it's a good shirt. It's a brand new shirt from the Gap. Like, it's.
And it did. It had a bit of a retro feel to it there, but I was like, that's the style that's like, exactly, that's the style that's in right now and stuff. But he fought a little bit, and we had to kind of convince him, well, maybe if you unbutton it and do this and stuff.
He had it buttoned up to the hilt.
And eventually, he got cool with it. Well, he wore it there unbuttoned. And then he started buttoning it up. And then the other day, like Sunday, he had it on top of a jersey. Like, he was rocking that thing hard. Hard.
And I asked him, I was like, please take that shirt off. Like,
exactly. It's at the point where it's like,
nice shirt. And then every time he takes it off, he puts it back on.
Mm-hmm.
Like, when I'm not paying attention, he'll put it back on. It's just a nice button-up dress shirt. That's all. And he was so against it, and it was so boring to him. And now he's just all about it. And as much as I want him to wear it, not while you're getting chocolate all over it. Okay, son? Please take the shirt off. Take it off.
Better have it off. We're going to have a Muschetti tonight.
I can guarantee he has that thing back on.
Oh, my God.
Guaranteed.
We'll see.
Anyway.
But yeah, no, Easter was good. Did the whole bunny hunt here thing. Well, no, we didn't hunt no bunnies, but I mean, the bunny came, dropped some eggs off. Our oldest got the golden egg here, scored.
Yeah, and I think that bunny had some extra magic in the yard this year because he kept dropping eggs like where they already were.
If you don't see that. But yes, it was a unique experience this year. It had snowed,
Yeah.
so there was a fair amount of snow outside.
The bunny asked us to
And-
cover his tracks.
And yes, what's interesting about putting eggs outside in the snow is that the bunny leaves tracks.
Right.
Although I didn't, that was more my concern. And I noticed once the kids got out there and started running around, I don't think they gave two farts of a shit.
Not even.
Like to a point where I was like, okay, I was worried for nothing that bunny was leading the way. But yeah, so no, they had a good time. I had a great weekend.
Yeah, me too.
No, it was good. It's a good holiday, good food. Had a big old spiral ham.
Yeah.
Tasty that my wife did her magic with. It was delicious. A little asparagus.
Yeah, a little asparagus, little crusty sourdough.
Yeah.
Little yum yum.
Forced her diet to work.
Yeah, it was good.
She even snuck a couple bites of pizza. I was like, oh.
Dude, so like I didn't realize how little food we were having because I've been so like, wow, this is a lot of food recently because usually I cook all the holiday meals. That's like my thing.
Right.
I love cooking holiday meals. And it was good. It was a full meal, but it felt petite in comparison to what I usually make for holiday meals.
And by cook all the holiday meals, she means start them and then enlist the help of her husband.
Not true. I make you quarter the turkey at Thanksgiving. You're my sous chef at best on Christmas.
At
I
best.
had you put cloves in a ham this Easter
That was already spiraled.
because you bought a spiraled ham. It should have been whole.
It said spiraled ham.
It did not.
I know. I bought the damn spiraled ham. Bone in. And I did everything right except for, she's like, why is it already cut? I was like, it said by spiraled. And you're like, no, it didn't. And I said, yeah, it did. She looked up the recipe. There's no goddamn spiral on that thing. So I'm like putting cloves in, like, and you can't just stick them in between the slices because they'll suck inside of it. And then so you gotta like stick it. It was I was there. Okay. I helped out.
Right.
It's shake and bake
You
and
didn't
I
finish
helped.
anything except for putting cloves in that ham.
It's glorious.
Yeah, whatever.
So good.
Any friggin'
Those
way.
cloves made all the difference in the world.
It was good. I do the Dr. Pepper thing with brown sugar.
She drinks a lot of Dr. Pepper and then cooks a ham.
I haven't drank Dr. Pepper.
I'm just messing.
But I do like, if I'm going to have a pop, I guess it would be Dr. Pepper. But
You are a Dr. Pepper kind of person, but
yeah.
so. Let's see. Anything else super interesting going at the Jack Mac house?
I don't think so.
Spring's supposed to be coming.
Spring is in the air.
And then it gets doused quickly by snow and ice storms.
Spring is in the air.
Got like a quarter inch of ice.
The sun
This
was
weekend.
super deceptive today.
Oh yeah, it tricked us good.
I'm so mad. It's
So
time to take a
beautiful
walk.
and so cold and windy outside.
Yeah, it was stupid.
For any of us or any of those of you that don't know Midwest, especially Minnesota, it's all about the wind. God, if it wasn't for the wind outside.
Oh, the stupid wind. Honestly, I said it today. I was like, if that wind wasn't winding, I'd be on a walk.
I say it all the time, mostly facetiously. I'm like, if it wasn't for the wind.
I was on a walk the other day, and like I passed a coworker. He was going this way, and I was going this way. And he's like, "Oh, it's not that bad out here." And I was like, "Yeah, if it wasn't for that wind, it'd be perfect." And he's like, "Exactly." It's so stupid how like actual it is.
It's a world of difference, man.
Like how we could be so serious about it, and like it's so stereotypical, but I don't even care.
Well, like you can walk
I don't
out
even
here
care.
in like -10 degree weather, and if there's no wind, you're like,
beautiful.
it's all right.
It's like, oh my God, let's like do
The
things.
second a breeze kicks up in that situation, you're like, oh my God.
Let's go inside.
I can feel it in my bones.
It does cut.
It's all the way down there.
It does cut.
No,
Anyway,
it does.
it does, and it's awful. How about you? Anything great or wonderful or exciting?
No, like I said, just waiting for actual spring to make itself happen.
We'll get a day here.
I don't know if we actually get true spring here. I hate springs in this joint. I'm not going to lie. Like, summer's fine. Fall is beautiful here. Fall is my favorite season here. And, winter is winter. I've made peace with winter here. Like, it snows. It's the Midwest. It's northern Midwest. Like, it is what it is. But spring, ever since I moved here, like, it is just the grossest part of this whole operation, in my opinion. And I'm sure people from here are like, you're an asshole. But no,
I think everybody here would agree with you.
it's gross.
Spring here sucks. However, because it's muddy and it's
It's
wet, and that's
muck weather.
There's 3 to 5 winters that take place. We're on third winter, and we might get a fourth. Who knows?
I think the first time I lived here, first time when I first moved here, there we go. Somebody had like texted me or asked me like, well, what's it like there? And I remember like we had moved here right at the beginning of spring at the time. And I had sent them a picture of like a Magic the Gathering swamp card. And I was like, this is what it's fucking like here right now. Like just swampy and muddy and bleh.
I love it.
But then summer comes around and it's actually really beautiful and green and lovely and nice,
it's
except
not
for bugs.
If it's not cold out though, you can run around in your muck boots and it's super fun.
That's the only nice thing about spring.
And like fucking rip up the mud and just like let it fucking be everywhere, or like take your truck out and just go behind and just.
And the bugs aren't quite
They're
here
not.
yet.
And honestly, there's a lot of fun things to be done in spring if it's not freezing freaking cold.
That's the problem though. It's so up and down.
Yeah. On
Like
nice
we've
days,
had
it's
70-degree days and we've had negative, like, well, I don't know if we've hit negatives, but like we dropped down to like the 20s plenty of times. I think even today is supposed to be cold as hell tonight. But
well, like I think this morning it was like 22. But like last good spring day, like a week ago, I was out in the garden. Mm-hmm. It was so beautiful. I was pulling weeds.
I took the boys on the 4-wheeler.
Yep.
We whipped it up and down, just like you said.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
Yeah,
That's what a good spring is.
I suppose.
Anyway, that's us caught up.
Gross.
I think.
No, yeah. I don't know, man. I don't have anything else too exciting to talk about. Just working away, doing our thing.
Just doing a thing.
Trying to do this thing, which we love doing.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. What do you want to do? You want to roll some dice? You want to dive into it?
Yeah, I kind of want to roll.
I'm going to let you roll because I feel like the last couple times I've rolled, anyways. Let's put some good luck behind it.
I'm going to put some me in there.
Hold on. Do you even have the list up?
Oh, shit, I don't. So.
How does this work, McKinzie?
Well, if those of you who do not know, we have a list of 9 potential topics, hence TBD, to be determined.
To be determined. They're just some random topics that are fun.
I have a die that has 10 sides. Instead of 10, it is marked as a 0. So what do you do when we roll a 10?
We shut the computer down and we're done with this.
Choice. No. It's over. It's broken. It's done.
It's like when the 8-ball rolls ask me again later.
Yeah.
I'm like, what kind of shit is that?
That's bull. That's bull. Are you telling me no spirit guide is around me right now?
Right.
Piss off. Or you're not supposed to know yet.
Bum, bum, bum.
Dun, dun, dun.
No, but here, when you roll a 0 or a 10...
Dealer's choice.
Dealer's choice, you get to pick the topic. All right, rolling bones.
I don't think I've ever rolled a 10.
You've rolled it once.
No, I haven't.
I think you have.
No, I haven't.
Roll it.
Okay. 3, not a 10. Oh, well, this is fun anyway. The economics and mental payoff debts of hobbies.
Oh man.
Ah, snap.
The hobby.
Aw,
Okay,
snap.
so I that sounds in my head a little bit more boring than what it means. Like,
It could mean anything.
well, no, the I think when I think this might have been one of the ones I had kind of thrown out there was I
No, this
how
is definitely a you one.
right. How many people get into hobbies and it becomes either an economic burden or they don't commit enough? You know, I've thought about it, and you know, you either don't buy enough paints or supplies, and you don't get into it, or oh my god, you go over the fucking top with it.
You know what I think my problem is when I come to a crafty hobby? I feel like I start to do it, but then I like my ADHD brain goes, "Hmm." Like it would be cool if I could do this with it, which means I have to buy more supplies and I'm only half done with this project, or I need to start all over because it's a project in which I really want to do it with. So I don't like set myself up in a good site before I buy these things sometimes.
Yeah, but I mean, you do a couple of things. Like your macrame's always been cool as shit.
Yeah, I do good macrame.
But again, you know, you only do it like maybe once a year, every couple of years.
Because
at
I've
tops.
conquered.
See, that's how I kind of feel about topics too. Like once I do it once, I'm like,
I've done it.
I'm a
good at
master at that now.
I usually only I reserve a lot of my macrame for gifts.
That's true.
The last time I pulled out my macrame, I think I made a wine bottle holder or a water bottle holder kind of sling, like a crossbody.
Is that what it was?
Yeah, it was a bottle holder.
Oh.
So, is that what it was? Yes, and it was
Well,
cute.
I don't remember exactly. I thought you'd done some wall hanger or plant hanger or something like that. I thought I thought it was a plant hanger.
I've done those, and I've done a lot of random macrame things, and they're almost always as gifts. I feel selfish to make something and keep it. Is that weird?
Yeah, because I keep everything I make.
I feel like
I feel too fucking accomplished to be like, you can have this. I'm like, this is mine.
if I've done paintings, they usually go in the bottom of a tote somewhere, which sucks. Or they'll get like hung up in my room. But that was when I was younger. Like when I did that Bob Marley, oh, that looks so good. But then I was like, okay, I don't want to display this. Like,
Okay, so there's one particular hobby that I had gotten super into, where I took more your approach of like, these are gift things, and that was origami. When I was younger, I used to be huge into, I don't know what huge it. I made
felt like it was big.
I made a working clock out of paper one time.
Did you really?
Yeah.
That's impressive.
It was, so my buddy Mark and I at the time, we had been working on, he used to be into it with me as well too, and I had different people that got into it, and we'd bought these books and gotten some really complicated ones where it's not just a single paper, like you got to use multiple sheets of paper and stuff like that. And between him and I, yeah, we'd actually built this little like, by working clock, I mean like you could hit the
move the
paper
hands.
and get the hands to move, but like there was no way it was ever going to tell
That's so really
time over
impressive.
time, you know. But the idea is that you could flick some things and it would cause other paper to move and stuff like that. And yeah, no, man, I can still to this day, I'll fold you a crane any fucking day you want.
No, you will not. You will not fold anybody else a crane but me.
No, that's what I'm saying. I'll fold you a fucking crane any fucking day you
Before
want.
Justin and I even started dating, when we were just crushing on each other really hard, he made me a paper crane, and I kept it.
You still have it?
Yeah, it's somewhere.
Sure.
Actually, I know
it
exactly
is.
where it is.
Oh,
I do.
that's awesome.
Yeah.
But no, yeah, I can still whip a crane out. I test myself every once in a while.
Yeah.
I snap a sheet of paper into square, and I'm like, but.
Do you remember when I made
Goose.
you an origami flower for your
I
birthday?
do.
Those origami flowers for
I
your
still
birthday?
have them.
Nice.
They're at work in my work cupboard.
Cute.
Yeah.
Because I gave them to you. So basically, hobbies in general, I think, should just make you happy.
Right.
And even if your hobby is buying things to make hobbies that you never fucking make, like that's fine so long as you can sustain them.
See, now that's that. Okay, so there's my point. Is at what point does just buying crap not like I've seen the memes like my hobby is collecting hobbies. Okay. But
Is this
does
topic
it really give you like
is this topic just here to fucking rag on me, bro?
no. No, actually, no. When I initially thought about this, I was thinking about things like business hobbies. You know, at what point does a hobby become more burdensome than an actual hobby, that kind of thing?
Okay.
And yes, I agree. The point of a hobby, I'm a hobby man.
Yeah.
I have hobbies,
So many.
so many, you know, from
Seasonal hobbies even.
right,
Like
right.
World of Warcraft.
Right, from different types of video games to, I don't know if karate, I guess, is a hobby of mine. Model making, I just made a model the other day. Well, not the other day, it took, a couple weeks ago. But I love doing little hobbies and stuff. I always have, like I said, back all the way to origami. Before that, I used to make those little tie bracelet keychain things where you'd make them into neat knots and shit like that. Not exact, kind of like a macrame thing, but a little different.
Okay.
I've always been interested in just doing crap, but in the back of my head, I always have this thought of, is this gonna make me happy, like building a model and displaying it?
Yeah.
Or can I profit off of it? And I
Right.
know that seems kind of crude, I guess you would say.
No, I don't think so.
But to have a hobby that just exists, or people get into it and then it's no longer a like fun thing for them, they do it because they feel like they have to do it.
Yeah.
That's kind of what I'm talking about. Like, at what point does it cross from becoming a hobby to a burden? And are you just swept up in the fact that now you feel you have to complete something or keep doing something and spending money on this and advancing it and stuff like that? Like,
I think it's all very subjective, depending on which or who is doing said what. Truly, I do. I think if it is a burden at all on you, whether it be financial, because don't get me wrong, everybody has play money, or not everybody has play money, but if you have play money to use on hobbies, there you go. Or if you have invested a certain amount to use hobbies for a particular business or a side hustle or whatever,
sure,
there you are. But so long as you are not completely screwing yourself out of normal living function and you're happy with what you're doing, I would call that a hobby.
right.
As soon as it starts crossing the line on that, I think that's a problem. I think there's a difference between a hobby and a problem.
And a bad habit.
But I think they're on the side of a
Or
similar
not necessarily
coin.
a bad
I think
habit,
they're two sides
but
of
like,
a similar coin.
right. No, that's what I'm saying. Like, and that's why, like, if you're, listening and you got a thought on this, feel free to comment. But how does it, there are things where in this day and age especially, you look at things and even like, say, the podcast here, you got to put a little money into it. You got to get it going. You got to get the right equipment and stuff like that. Some would argue, well, you could just pop a cell phone up and do it. Sure.
No.
Excuse me.
But it's the type of quality that you want to bring to what you're
right.
What you're
and
doing
at what
too.
point, though, do you cross quality with this, feel that you have a necessity to have to do it a certain way?
So, okay.
That's where I have a problem, because like when I start a hobby, man, I like to go whole hog.
Well, and then there's a trade too.
Sure.
And I think that's I think there's another side of the die is a trade. So like, let's say, for instance, a kilt maker. Somebody who,
But as a business or as a hobby?
as that's what I'm saying. It's something that I think kind of blurs into both. It's something
I think that's a great example because in my mind, nobody, no, I, not nobody, but for all intents and purposes, nobody needs a kilt nowadays. I understand
it's of
for
tradition.
culture and stuff like that. Yes, you could quote unquote need a kilt
To
per
present
se,
yourself
right?
to
As with any traditional dress or garb,
right.
you know, you could quote say you needed
You don't need
that.
anything but food and water. And
Right. And
cleaner.
I guess that's what I'm saying. At what point does it become like, well, has the tradition superseded the purpose of what you're doing? You know, at what point does the hobby now become a tradition and then become a burden?
Well, and that's what I'm saying. If you are in the trade and it is something that makes you happy, it's no longer a hobby, it's a trade.
Oh, I like that. I
And
like that. A trade.
yes.
Okay.
And if you,
That's good.
and I believe that's where the money comes in. I think as soon as you start, crafting and doing what you love to do,
Right.
and it has to be a true love. It
Mm-hmm.
can be bittersweet all day long because that's anything that you want to grow in, right? We always
Right,
get
right.
frustrated. Or not always, but we get frustrated in things that we care about and that we want to grow and we don't or haven't ever gone down those paths. It's frustrating. I know we've talked about it, especially when you're older doing these things and you are coming against or coming across things that you don't know because you've never been there. It can become extra frustrating because as we become older, we're more in our ways. We're not maybe so ready to learn or be open.
Right.
So it becomes a
So-
little bit more of a task.
Right.
But if you love
exactly.
it, you're going to work through it. Ultimately, if it makes you happy,
If it makes you happy,
happy,
why you so sad?
mad.
But no, I think that's kind of the point, like of even that song. Like, if the thing you're doing is supposed to make you happy, at what point did it become a burden to you or a problem or something like that? And
Unless it's not.
no, I agree, and I think that a lot of people do a good job with that. They have hobbies. Like I know if a hobby is going to become something I don't want to do, like I try to wrap it up.
Yeah.
Like let's say, you build models. Okay, I will finish this model and I will choose not to go buy another model because I don't want to do that anymore.
Yeah. Well, and I think that's like me in books too. Like if I have an essence of a book that I've read and I don't particularly care for, I will stay away from that like essence of book
Right, but you're very big on at least making sure you get
all the way through it.
through that book at least.
It's almost a
you
problem.
know?
I hate it.
And I feel like, and that's the thing with like even our boys and stuff is, hey man, you don't have to keep doing this the rest of your life.
But you have to
I
see it
want you to
through.
finish the stage you're in at least.
Yeah.
Like finish the project. Don't pick it up again afterwards. But if it is something you want to keep doing, then we'll help you with that.
And
you know?
if it's a getting through it problem, then yes. If it's outside of that, then, if there's other issues happening, then that's a different story. That's a different talk, But
What do you mean by like other issues?
like, I don't know, maybe there's like a bully or something, or, or if, which we've not come across,
Okay.
but if like there's exterior problems,
Right.
like money, it could be anything, any sort of hobby that has exterior issues, that have kept you from doing what you want to do, either find a way around it.
That's what I was going to say is there's almost always like
Right.
a different way of approaching it.
Or
Like if you
figure out-
really want to do what you're doing at a base level, there should almost always be a way.
And
like,
that's with life in
you know,
general. I truly feel
Right.
like in life, there's always going to be some sort of an issue, and it's all about how you approach said issue. It's who makes you who you.
Right.
You know, and when you come across a problem, or if you love what you're doing, or you want to really get into whatever you're doing, I think that there is a solution out there. You just
Right.
have to be open to receiving it and not let it stress you out as much as possible. Be like, it's okay.
Well, and that's the thing. I think, like I said, one of my problems has always been, like I said, I like to go whole
Yeah.
hog into a lot of things. And I've, in my age and wisdom, I've learned that, like, you don't have to buy everything that's involved with that hobby to be into that hobby.
Right.
You know, like, you want to get into paint models or something like that. Like, find a model, get a little paint. There are some
Yeah.
things you're going to need.
Yeah.
You know,
Right.
There's even models you can put together that are already
Yeah.
painted.
Yeah.
You know, so again, find the way that makes it work for you. I think too often where that burden comes in that I keep talking about is you feel you have to keep either upgrading or you can't get into it unless, God, like ice fishing. I've sat there and thought about that. Like, I have a lot of ice fishing gear, and I love it. But ultimately, sometimes what stops me from going is I'm like, well, I don't have this, I don't have that, I don't have this. And it's like, dude, you have
Everything you need.
plenty to go out there and just fucking do. You don't have to go get worms. In fact, motherfucker, when was the last time you caught anything with a worm or a leech or anything, Like,
Yeah.
you've got lures, you've got bait, you've got all this shit, to the point that, I mean, you see those people out there on a bucket with a manual hole driller and a little wood rod, and they're fucking catching fish. Is that not the point of ice fishing, is to
Right.
catch the fish? Like,
Yeah.
sometimes I think we get too into one of my favorite sayings, and I've said this, is don't get lost in the administration.
To me all the time.
You know,
He says
don't
it to me constantly.
don't get lost in the administration and the foundation of what you're doing, and think to yourself, well, God, I got to have this, I got to have that, I've got to do all this, and then I got to set this up, and drill a hole,
Right.
put bucket, put line in hole, fish.
Well, and
You
you know
know?
what? Another thing I think that keeps people from doing things that they love to do, or from experimenting with things, is kind of twofold. One, we get this idea, especially in this modern age where everything is so visible, that we have to do it like other people. So, and we get a.
I used to
and-
get trapped in that all the time.
And so we see, like, let's take ice fishing, for example.
Mm-hmm.
We see these people out there in ice castles. And, they have a really big setup, and they have, beautiful big trucks. And, so you just feel like, oh, I can't do it unless I have all those things.
Yeah, unless I'm $300,000 in debt,
Right,
I can't go ice
I need
fishing.
to show off, what I can do. I deserve to ice fish.
Meanwhile, old man Joe down the
Mm-hmm.
way went out on a bucket with his little wood rod and
And there's nothing. And there's
Caught his
nothing
limit.
wrong with doing those things, like
Oh, no.
spending your money on those things. If that's what you really truly enjoy doing, do it.
if you've got the means
If you've
to
got
do
the
it.
means to do it. I mean, obviously we can't tell you how to live your life, but it's just a,
Be careful keeping
solid,
up with the
it's
Joneses,
just
though.
It's just a solid, observation. Exactly. Keeping up with the Joneses can really put a damper on your creative and your free spirit of hobbies.
Right.
You
Like, how many people have we known that get into it because other people are
Mm-hmm.
into it and they feel they have to do it too?
Yes. And don't get me wrong, I think that's just a natural part of society. However, I think there needs to be a step back. I think we have, as a society and as a people, have forgotten what it is to step back.
Right.
And
Well, because the grass is,
evaluate.
I think it's part of that grass is always greener on the other side. They seem to always be doing it better. The only way to do it is that way. And it's not,
Because that's what
you
everybody
need to
else is doing.
realize that, a hobby or an interest in general can be
Yours.
as simple as you want to make it or as complex as you want to make it.
Right. And honestly, I've always been a little envious of people that can make things their own, see things, and it sparks a creativity and the gumption to actually see it through,
Right.
to put it to
I hear you.
practice. I've always found that fascinating. I've always wanted to do that. I like to spark ideas off of those people because it helps bring me to, those moments of, okay, I can find my own path here.
Right.
And it doesn't always come out super great.
And I think that's a great point. Like, find your own path in that. You don't need the ice castle.
Right.
You don't need a $80,000 truck to pull said ice castle. There
It's your
are
own
ways,
journey.
if you are truly interested in the hobby itself, that's great. Or is your hobby trying to flaunt and show off and keep up with the
Right.
Joneses?
Right.
If that's your jam, like, again, I have a hard time telling people not to do you, but be careful with that, because you're not really doing a hobby for yourself. You're doing something, at least in my mind.
No,
this is
that
just
is
my thought.
true.
Is you're doing something for somebody else.
Exactly.
Now, not to say that, like, even when I get in, like when I'm doing karate, sometimes I think to myself, like, I do it for myself, but there's a part of me that's like, I also do it because nobody else is kind of doing this and I want to be cool at this and stuff like that. So, a little bit of a flex at some point there. I don't think that's a problem.
No.
But when you're at the point where you're doing it solely to prove a point to somebody else or something like that, I think that's where you got to be careful and step back and look and be like, why are you trying to compete? I've known so many people that are like, oh, you got into guns. Like, I used to be huge into firearms and stuff. And I realized, like, I was into it not because, I enjoy firearms. I'm a big 2A guy, but I don't need a rocket launcher, And I used to build these, like, high-tech weapons and stuff like that. And I stopped and realized, like, fuck am I doing here? I'm spending a lot of money on something that I'm trying to impress the guy at the range with. And I go to the range only a couple times a year, like, whoa, And so now I stop and I'm not saying I don't own firearms or don't want to own firearms, but I'm like, okay, I want to own the firearms that make sense to me.
Right.
For a purpose that
Right.
I want to use them for, not just because I want to. Now, that being said, some people collect stamps. If your jam is, I want to have these cool ass technical firearms, fine, but that's because that's your jam, that's your hobby.
But what if it makes you happy to, like, flaunt it in people's faces? Like, for instance, stamps. And it only matters to other stamp people. You know what I mean? And the whole purpose, or even baseball cards, that could be a money thing. But I think stamps. Yeah, stamps is a good one.
Now, baseball card, hold on. I hear what you're saying on that. There are a lot of kids, though, that are out there just because they like to collect the player.
True.
They want to collect the card because they want the player.
But I'm just saying, and a lot of it is a flex. A lot of it is just a flex. Correct. And I think that's kind of fun, too, in a certain sense.
I find myself getting into that trap when playing, say, things like World of Warcraft, where I get too into getting something like a particular piece of armor or something in the game because I want other people to see that I have this.
Yes.
More so than it made any difference to me.
Well, and I think that's a pride thing.
And sometimes I get too deep into acquiring said item.
Yeah.
where I lose enjoyment in the game because I'm focused on this.
And that's where
why
it is.
That's why I've changed, like, say, that game to a seasonal thing. I play that a lot of times in the winter when I, quote, have time to play that type of game and put that kind of focus into it, where when I get into, like, now spring and summer, I turn that subscription off because I'm like, I don't have the time to commit to it that I want to. And I don't want to feel like I have to keep up with the Joneses in order to keep playing the game.
I think there's I think there's just a level of, like, when you kind of forget yourself, that's when you should stop and take a second look.
Again, another great,
Because
that's what I'm saying. That's a great point.
It is absolutely okay to feel like you want to show and have pride in what you do and what you collect or
That's why the fish was this big and not this big.
From riding bulls to dirt bikes.
Sure.
To macrame to games.
Well, even the Olympics.
Yes.
It's
showing pride. It's showing off what you can do, and I think that is okay.
Right. My belts are on the wall because I like, that's an accomplishment.
It is. And it's okay to be proud of what you do.
Agreed.
I think there is this line, though, that you have to remember, that you have to keep reminding yourself, or continue to keep yourself in the headspace of, this is for me.
Right.
And it's fantastic that I can show pride in what I've done and what I've accomplished. Just like a kilt maker. If you're doing it the right way.
And full circle.
Yes, you can absolutely, these are somebody who is now a tradesman. Like, if you get into it and you sell them, like, but you have this sense of accomplishment that you've done it in such a traditional, wonderful manner that you can take that pride. You can take that money. You can show off. You can, but it has to stay for yourself. Otherwise, it's no longer enjoyment, and you need to reevaluate the situation. That's my thoughts.
No,
on hobbies and trades like that.
I agree with you. I think you've made some fantastic points on that, better than I did. As far as, yes, do the hobby if it is right for you, and it brings that peace or whatever it is that brings it to you. Accomplishment, that sense of accomplishment. Again, there's no crime whatsoever in being recognized for said accomplishment. But I think if you are fighting for that accomplishment per se and recognition, that's where you got to be careful. Again, you get into things like the Olympics, where it's like the whole point is to try to get a gold medal. Right. But I always find it really disappointing for the athletes that get a bronze and they're up there like, man, fuck this.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
Like, dude, you got a bronze medal in the Olympics. Like, that's fucking fantastic. And I get you wanted gold.
But it's still
I feel like you've lost the point at that point. Like, do it for the love of the game. Not because you felt you had to, not because somebody told you needed to, but because you love the game, you love the hobby. And if it works out that you get a gold or you get $1 million check or whatever it is for doing what you do, fucking fantastic. But I think when we change the hobby from a hobby to a necessity, or this is what defines me as who I am, like, I think you got to be careful with that. Like, even in the Olympics, like, if you're going to define yourself by one gold medal that you won 20 years ago, that's not who you are, And
I just want to point out too, for like everybody has their own journey.
Right.
So for the people who do get bronze and for the people who do get gold, bronze don't feel bad. Right. Because it just means that there are people out there and you have things to achieve.
Right.
For the people who have gold, don't be a dick.
Well, yeah, absolutely.
It's okay that people are on a different path than you. People accomplish things in different ways, at different paces, at different times, and it's their own accomplishments that they're creating. They could be absolutely stellar happy with the bronze, and that's totally cool.
But
And
definitely,
you should be, because that is your journey, and that's amazing.
but there's
Like,
no crime in
congratulations.
being proud of that gold and being the best. Like
And there's no crime in being proud of
not
that
not
bronze.
to bring this character up per se, but like Kanye West. I used to be a huge fan of his, and he
Same.
would talk shit, and I used to remember being like, yeah, but he can back it the fuck up. Like that dude is on it, like he's I don't know if I'd say lyrically a genius, but I mean, he saw shit in the game that people didn't generally see. Now the problem
That
is
one song, I know I can
right,
be what I want to be.
right.
If I work hard at it. I love that song.
But
I love that song.
it started
stand Kanye.
changing from I can be what I want to be to
What the
I
fuck?
am all there is to be.
Yeah. Something changed in the mentality.
That's a problem.
That's the difference. Like, he went from bronze to gold, and then he pissed on everybody.
Right.
And that's where you go.
And it's
wrong.
okay to, like I said, it's okay to be proud of that
But
gold,
it's not okay to piss on
but
everybody.
it's not okay to piss on
Like,
everybody because you
encourage
have gold. Right.
We should be raising each other up. We should be excited for everybody.
Right.
We should be encouraging to explore, to change, to take new paths, to make it your own. Like,
Right.
you don't need to be a
Not to
dick.
be like, I'm the only and I can only do this and nobody else will ever do this like me. Like,
I find it distasteful.
That's where
because
you've crossed the line for me.
You're distasteful. You should be
Right.
encouraging your fellow humans to
I agree.
to beat you, to be better than you.
Yes.
Because there is a certain goodness in competition.
Oh, absolutely.
I think it's healthy
Yes.
if you do it healthily.
Right.
I don't know,
I agree.
but
I agree.
full complete circle. As far as hobbies go, do it so long as it's right for you.
Yeah, have fun with it. Remember that you don't have to go crazy to get into hobbies. Most hobbies actually have some sort of base level that is pretty fun still. Like I said, building models, collecting cards.
If you want to do it, you'll find a way.
Play catch with your kids, man. You don't have to go out and buy a pitching machine and a catcher and a baseball. Go out and
Try to throw a dart in a fucking Coke can. Who knows?
that's what I'm saying. Pop some cans with a BB gun. You don't got to go out and buy the most ginormous guns out there. But again, why climb Everest? Because it's there.
If you enjoy it, it will come to you. Just keep hanging out in the situation, and the situation will come to you.
You know what I hope some people's hobbies are?
What?
Listening to us. No, I'm just playing.
No, you're not.
But for real though, we appreciate y'all guys. Listen, guys, gals, young, old, whomever it is.
Everyone, everybody.
Everybody, thanks for tuning in. Thanks for showing up.
Yeah.
Again, sorry it's been a little while, but I think we're back on it.
I do too.
I do too, man. We just had some, again, ups and downs, but you stick with
But
it.
you stick with it because it makes you happy.
I love doing it.
Same.
This is fun as hell.
I enjoy it.
I hope you guys have fun too.
Same.
So thanks for listening.
Thank you for coming.
Thanks for
by.
tuning in. If you really enjoyed it,
Like,
maybe click that subscribe if you haven't
subscribe.
subscribed. Hit a like, throw a comment. F you, love you, screw you, anything, man.
anything works.
We're on the YouTube,
Speak your truth.
Spotify, Facebook us.
Amazon.
Chat us up, man. We're out
Do
there.
it.
Do what you do.
All right. We'll see you next time, guys. Miss you. Miss you already.
Peace.